Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the Mighty Mixplayer, bringing you a 3 vs 3 matchup. I was just, it is hard to find a replay that is suitable for me to play, and that is, from a good patch, because it has, I cannot play the replays from the newest patch, or from a couple of the newest patches, and I have to dig them up, so this is pretty hard. I found this replay, it's 3 vs 3, as I said, but it's supposed to be actually a good one, so there are only no names in it, but yeah, I guess we're going to dance with it a little bit and see how it goes. So, let's start with the players. So we've got in the first team, all-Terran team, DZ playing as Blue Terran, maybe Fiat playing as Red, and Confound playing as, well, I guess that's Steel, as most people would call it. While their opponents are Karim playing as Orange Terran, and Derek playing as Yellow Zerg. Derek, this reminds me of somebody. And in the end we've got Shiro playing as Purple Zerg. And just a note, I am not going to try to remember all of them like I did in Counter Conquer 3, because this time I think I'm simply lazy. So sorry for that. And we've got our first early pawning pool, constructed at 9. So, oh sorry, it was probably constructed at 8 or 7, and simply there was some drones made after that. So as you can see, Shiro is starting with a couple of Zerglings. Well, you cannot see, but I guess with the production tab, yeah, it shows exactly that there are some Zerglings on the way, and they are destroying the SCV from Confound. So they know about an early Zergling opening, and they should be preparing for it right now. Yeah, as you can see, Fiat is preparing a Wallen, though I doubt it will be ready on time, and Confound is making his structures in a wrong position. If he would place any structures over here, then he would prevent those Zerglings from running inside his base, and this is exactly what is going to happen in a minute, as those Zerglings are making the run for it. Meanwhile, an interesting placement for this. I do not know if this is actually covering the entire area or not. I'm simply not sure. While in the meantime, the Zerglings are making their move in, and they're doing their best they can, and they're owning this Marine in a no time. Now they're owning the SCV or something. I don't know what they are owning. I guess not the SCV, as it is not being damaged. Well, now it is. And another Marine comes into play, trying to kill those Zerglings, but it is no good. There's a lot of Zerglings over here right now. And as you can see, there are more and more Marines, some of them in the center bunker. That is really helping those Terrans a lot. However, those Zerglings are still going to be a problem, especially because right now they prevent those two Marines from entering the bunker. Wow, this looks cool, those mini fights between Zerglings and Marines. Well, the replay was called Starship Troopers, so it indeed kind of reminds me of it. I mean, there's a lot of bugs crawling everywhere they can, trying to fight a couple of guys with big guns that are usually outnumbered, but this time they were not, so it's kinda cool. Now a couple of Zerglings trying to be the boss and destroy this bunker single-handed, but in the end it was a Marine that single-handed killed the Marine. Now, something I want to point, the Zerg Terran team are 100% friends, because as you can see, the Orange Terran keeps borrowing gas to its teammates, and mostly from I can see to Shiro, which is a very good thing, because right now Shiro is going to be able to get this metabolic boost upgrade without the need of going for gas, so he can simply focus on getting those crystals to harass the opponent with those cute tiny Zerglings. And I guess this is a successful Wallen. Interesting. It does not look like it, but well, I guess it works. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that this is a really nice teamwork. One player gets gas, the other player does not, and is still able to upgrade its units. It's really nice touch. And whoa, an early lair with no expansion, but a second hatchery in the main. So this is interesting strategy from the Yellow Zerg, who is Derek. Oh yes, Derek. I should remember at least that name, because I'm currently curious if this is the same direct that is on gamereplays.org or not. And now we have our first push, I mean major push, with 2 routers and a couple of Zerglings. Now those Marines are going to try and prevent this attack from being successful, and it looks like they are going to succeed. I mean, those 2 routers are nothing to the superior firepower of those Gauss rifles, and there we go, those Marines simply ate those Zeg poor units for dinner. And another thing I want to mention is the amazing amount of scouting those guys are getting. I mean, look at those. There's a lot of overlords floating everywhere, patrolling every area they can. I mean, there could be a little bit more of them, but still, this is very nice work. I mean, if you look at the map, then a whole lot of it is uncovered because of the scouting from the upper team. So this is a nice touch. Now, let's have a look over here. It is surprising for me that Fiat is not attacking yet, not supporting, so now it's only DZ and Confound, but they are doing a nice job. They killed 2 overloads, so I guess that now some of them are supply blocked, but definitely not Shiro. He's got those Zerglings, but they're not going to be enough, even with the speed upgrade, and especially against this Hylion. Look at this, they got 8 in no time. Now this hatchery is in problem, and those drones need to get out of here. Fortunately for this guy, he's got tons of minerals, and now the Hydros are in play. They are going to be a very, very powerful opponent for those Marines, but still, the Terrans are simply way too powerful, and the guns outblast, you know, what are they called? Claws. Yeah, guns versus claws, and guns are actually winning. And this drone is simply a bowler and is still alive, despite of the fact that everything is firing. And now look at this. Some Marine and Hydro army is supporting the previous Shiro main. So now this was a nice touch that they actually managed to defend it. And look at that. It looks like Karim is going to aim for the powerful late game, as he is simply making tons and tons of those command centers or orbital commands, whatever. So he's going to have a lot of resources of all kinds. While Shiro, he should, yeah, he is reconstructing his hatchery, but he, in my opinion, he could safely try to also make another one. Well, maybe here. This looks like a kind of safe place to go. Well, you ought to be surprised how often people do not scout on this map. And whoa, what was happening? I guess nothing. So, just making a conclusion, this area is completely uncovered right now. So if the upper team would try to come in from this side, then the first team would be in trouble. I mean, imagine the Zerg madness that would come into play over here, and the lower team is really in a problem. I mean, they are making their hidden commands and they probably try to fly it over here, but this overlord is going to scout it out, no problems at all. And finally, Fiat is supporting his team, but oh, it looks like he is going to be heavy anti-bio, be